Greetings, my subscribers, as well my new subscribers. Thank you all for coming. Now, for today, I'm going to demonstrate to you how I prepare my delicious Escovitch saltfish. Now, guys, this demonstration is worthwhile watching. You don't want to miss it, so stay tuned, and I'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in. Now, here in the bowl, I have approximately, I would say roughly around a pound of saltfish, or a pound and a half. Now, what I'm going to do is to scale them, right? Now, the saltfish were placed in a container of water to soak, to reduce the salt, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and scrape these off, you know what I mean? And if you're probably wondering what I'm going to do with this, but I won't tell you. I'm going to let you see for yourself. Right, so I'm just going to use a knife now and just to ensure that the scales are, removed from the outer skin. All right. Now this may take some time, but bear with me. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. You know, with these saltfish, you have to ensure that it's properly cleaned off. Hold on just a minute. Let me just reach for another bowl. Alright, so I'm gonna scale them off and then put them within this bowl across here. So you know it has another scale on it, right? Now, in terms of saltfish now, guys, you know, we Jamaican, our national dish is ackee and saltfish, right? Besides that, you know, we normally use saltfish to cook with other things, like say for instance, baked bean, broad bean, you know, and if you want to do some saltfish rundown, or what if you want to do some Escovitch saltfish, or what if you want to do some saltfish fritters, you know what I mean? So those are just a few things that the saltfish can use to do, and that's just a few, guys, and there's more to come, you know what I mean? So you may probably saw when I was cutting up the saltfish earlier in a recent video, and they may probably saw a short video when I was putting the saltfish to soak, right? Now that's how I have to do it to get the salt to reduce, right? Yeah, because the saltfish is really salty, and why it's salty is because that's what they purify it, or should I say preserve it, right? When you soak it, when you add salt to it, it lasts longer, but not because it may be salted, you know what I mean? So you need to keep it for too long, right? All right, so I'm just cleaning off these scales from off the saltfish, and my saltfish was being soaked from yesterday in the afternoon. So you want to make sure it's properly soaked. Right, now the thing is, you see, based on what I'm gonna do, right, you don't want to reduce too much of the salt, because if you do so, you're gonna spoil the taste, right? Now I won't tell you what I'm gonna do, but it will spoil the taste, right? So you want to make sure that it still has some salt taste to the saltfish, right? And the next thing again is that, you see, for some people who don't really do saltfish or do too much salt, if you want to boil it, it's up to you. But you know, as me I said before, is that if you boil it too much, you may eventually take away the taste of the saltfish, right? And the next thing again, you see, when you're cooking your ackee and saltfish stuff, the best thing to do is to put the saltfish to boil first, right? When I put the saltfish to boil, when it's halfway through, then what you can actually do is to go ahead and put the akis in, right? That means that way the ackee will have the flavor of the saltfish, right? And you don't need to put no salt in the pot because the saltfish is already coated with salt. So that's another thing too, you know what I mean? No, not a lot of people know how to get this done. So I'm just here demonstrating to, you know, for those who don't know how we Jamaicans make the Escovitch saltfish. All right, I have a couple more pieces to go, but just bear with me until I'm through. I'm trying to go as fast as I can, but then I have to be careful because I don't want to break the saltfish. You may hear some chickens in the back. I don't know, they're still crowing. They're still crowing, and I mean, it's approximately, it's around 11:15 right now, and they're still crowing. Let me just cut off this here. 11:15, and they're still crowing. Really. They don't choose to crow until they hear me start to, until they know that I'm actually here, you know, recording. If you guys are probably wondering if I live in the country, no, I don't. I live close to the town area, like approximately 20 minutes out. 20 minutes out. So not because I may hear the chickens in the back crowing, it means I'm in the country. No, and those are not my chickens either. Those are my neighbor's chicken. Or should I say my neighbor's cock? You know what I mean? Yeah, that's my neighbor's cock over there crowing. I don't know why is it crowing at this time of the morning, because they normally crow like, you know, like when it gets to 6 o'clock in the morning, that's when they normally crow. For some reason, he's still crowing. So as I say, when I scale them off and I will wash them off because the scales are on them, right? And I don't need to put the saltfish in the bowl with the scales on it, or should I say intact, right? I just want to scrape them off. Alright, so I'm almost there. These has to go. You know, the thing about again to guys is that you see when you soak the saltfish, the saltfish itself, you know, it absorbs the water and it gets thicker. You know, because some of these saltfish, they were not that thick, but then because they absorb the water, they get they get enlarged. Right? But when they begin to you know, I won't say, you will see what I'm talking about. I don't want to disclose too much. I want you to see what I'm doing. So I don't want to talk too much about what I'm going to fix. All right, let me see. I think I have 2 more pieces to go.
We wish you a Merry
ready to wash this piece off. Alright, so I have the final piece here. The final piece. Now, when I'm through here, what I'm gonna do is to pot the saltfish with a piece of paper towel. I'm going to sap them. Now, when I say sap, I'm talking about using the paper towel to get rid of some of the water come out of the saltfish. Because what I'm gonna do, it doesn't need water to be within the saltfish, right? Alright, so I'm gonna remove this now. Wash my hands off. Okay. Alright, so here's the amount of saltfish that I have in the bowl. And you can see there's some water within here, but I'm gonna throw it off. Alright, so just stay tuned. Alright, so the skillet is on the stove, and I'm going to pour me now some oil into the skillet. Now the skillet the flame is already turned on, so I'm gonna pour some oil in. So I'm going to allow the oil to get extremely hot because I'm going to fry the saltfish. Yes, you heard correctly, I'm going to fry the saltfish. So stay tuned. Alright, so the oil is now fully hot, so I'm going to put the saltfish in. Alright, so the starfish is now frying too. This is just the first step of the process here, right? the stay tuned. Now it's when frying saltfish. The saltfish need to be fried evenly on both sides, right? So I won't turn them as yet until it's brown on one side before I flip it. Alright, and that's just the procedure when frying saltfish. To the state. Alright, so these saltfish are now fried, and they're evenly fried on each side. I'm gonna take them out and place them in a plate right next to me. I still have a few more pieces to put in here. I'm going to put them in. Now while these are actually frying, I'm going to go ahead and cut up my seasonings. So stay tuned. Alright, so I'm going to remove a few more pieces of saltfish from the skillet. This piece can soak some more. Alright, so I'm going to remove these other two pieces now. Now I'm going to put the sauce pot closer here. Turn down the flame. Now I'm going to be using some of the same oil that I used to fry the saltfish, but I am using my discretion with using the oil. Furthermore, I am trying to avoid from any of the saltfish that is actually here in the skillet to go into the pot. Right? Now the seasonings need oil to fry up. Right? So I need to add some oil into it just to fry up the seasonings. Alright, that's about it. I think I see a piece of saltfish in it. Okay, that's removed. Now, the reason I'm going to use the same oil, right, is because you see the saltfish leave that kind of flavor within the oil. So that's why I'm using the same oil. Now, if you want to use the fresh oil to fry your saltfish, you can go ahead and do so, but I'm using the same oil. The oil is not bad, so I'm using the same oil, right, to fry the seasoning. As I said before, the oil has that flavor of the saltfish, which I fried in, so that's why I'm going to be using it. You know what I mean? You want to keep that same flavor within, you know, the oil and the saltfish. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry That's just a procedure, you know. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy to you and your kin. Good tidings for allowing the oil to get hot. I remember that the pot was not hot enough, right? It was the oil that was hot, so I'm just allowing the pot to get hot before I can go ahead and add in the seasonings. Alright, so the oil is getting hot, so I'm going to add in now the onions. And some scotch bonnet pepper. Now all these seasonings were already prepped and placed aside until ready. Along that, I'm gonna put some carrots in there, but let me just stir fry the seasonings first before I can go ahead and put in the carrots. Alright? Okay, you wanna make sure you get the flavor, you know. That is scotch bonnet pepper and everything, so you don't wanna rush it. You don't rush it, and furthermore, as I said before, you see, you're gonna cook up the seasoning on a low flame, not on a high flame, a low flame. And all my peppers were cut up along with the seeds. Right? So I'm gonna allow these to go on at least another minute, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add my carrots to it. I'm just tasting the pepper. I wanna see how spicy it is, you know, but not too spicy. So that's why you wanna give it some time to stir fry. Well, to cook up. You wanna cook up the seasoning for a while, you know what I mean, before you can actually go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients to it. I'm going to allow it to continue to cook up the next minute. Ooh, I'm trying to get the flavor from the pepper. You know what I mean? Because remember that these are scotch bonnet pepper. You know how to get the flavor. You want to make sure that you allow it to fry up. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead now and add the carrots. Like I said before, while I was frying the saltfish, I was just cutting up my carrots. Now the thing about this is that I wanted to use some fermented berries, but apparently when I checked the fridge, I was out of fermented berries. So I said, you know what the heck, you know what I mean? It can work the same way without the berries, but you know the fermented berry gives a nice flavor as well. But you know, there's no fermented berries, so I just say, you know what? I just want them there. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go ahead now and add some vinegar, right? So this is how the sauce is made. This is how the sauce is made for the saltfish, right? Guys, you see, I don't know, but I've seen where folks buy Black River. You know what I mean? And then you have those eagles selling fish and so on. What I'm now gonna do, they fry the fish, right? And they make the sauce for the fish, which is the Escovitch sauce, right? Now apparently, what they do is the sauce is made and in a container. When you go to buy the fish, right? And you want the sauce, what they'll do, they'll pour some of the sauce over the fish. But that's not how it's done. That is not how it's done. What you normally do is you fry your fish, prepare Escovitch sauce, then you pour it over the fish, right? When you pour it over the fish, you allow it to soak. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Now, if you want to put a container like we call it one of those cover container, right? That has a mesh hole. You just put it over your plate along with the saltfish covered, you know what I mean? And just allow it to sit for the next day. Trust me, the next day, I eat that, not till because this is not something you're gonna make right away and then you're gonna eat it. You know what I mean? You have to give it time for the saltfish to soak up some of that vinegar sauce, you know what I mean? Because that's how it works. You can't rush it. Right, let me just give it a taste and see what I go on. You know, I love the taste, right? I love the taste. As it seems, you could use some more vinegar. Now, you should not use more oil and vinegar. Right? You want to make sure you can taste that vinegar within the sauce, right? So if you can balance it, better for you. But do not have too much oil. You don't want the saltfish to be swimming in oil. Right? So I'm going to allow it to fry up. Right? When it comes to, I'm going to allow it to come to a boil. Put it that way. And when I do so, I'm going to turn the flame off and let it sit.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish
Man, you can taste the pepper, guys.
you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy
The pepper gonna weird.
tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings
That's
of
it.
Christmas and a Happy New Year.
I'm gonna allow it to come to a boil. When it comes to a boil, I'm gonna turn it off, then pour over the fish. Let's see what time it is. Okay.
Oh, bring us a figgy pudding. Oh, bring us a figgy pudding. Oh, bring us a figgy pudding and a cup of good cheer.
Okay, so here's the result of my finished fried saltfish. I'm gonna go ahead now and put the seasonings.
So bring some good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas.
On the saltfish here.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Happy.
So here in the sauce pot I have onion, scotch bonnet pepper, carrots, vinegar, and oil. Right now, the oil is what I use to fry up the seasoning. Right now, I did not use too much oil. However, I have to use oil to fry up the seasonings. Right, and the vinegar gives it that nice taste. Now I did not use too much scotch bonnet pepper. Why? Because what I use is enough. The pepper is extremely hot, so I don't need to use no more scotch bonnet pepper into it. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is to pour the sauce now onto the saltfish like so. So slowly go around. So make sure that every piece of the saltfish is coated. Right? Make sure every piece is coated with the sauce, Escovitch sauce. All right, there you have it. There you have my Escovitch saltfish right there, ready. So what I'm gonna do is just to cover it and let it sit, right? And let it soak. That means saying by tomorrow it will be okay to have, right? You cannot have it right now because the sauce is just poured over the saltfish. Now the sauce has to penetrate the saltfish. You know, tomorrow when you're eating it and you bite into it, I mean when you bite into it, you're gonna taste the spiciness of this, the pepper, you know, and the vinegar, you know, the vinegar taste and everything. I mean, with everything combined, you are gonna taste that rich flavor of the Escovitch sauce along with the saltfish. Now guys, stay tuned. If you reached this far watching my video, it only means one thing. You enjoy watching my video. Thanks for watching.